When I talk about Jamaican food, it's very capital intensive when it comes to money and when it comes to actually working hard in the kitchen as well too. So I want to take that away from that and actually teach my generation how to actually really cook great food. And I'm going to make rice and peas for you by baking it. So ain't no soaking peas overnight for me. It's just a different type of thing that I want to do. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I want to say what's going on. This is Nick of Nick Seasonings, nickseasonings.com. Before we start on this little concoction that I have right here, I want to let you guys know that you could actually get your seasoning online at nickseasonings.com, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. We got the mild version, we got the hot version as well too, double the spice, and also we have curry as well too. And I'm working very, very hard when it comes to this the situation that we're in as regards to coronavirus and everything like that, to just come up with new products and to ship it to you as most efficiently and effectively as possible. All right, so we're good to go. Guys, what I want to let you guys know, this is not dealing with Nick Seasonings right now, but I want to teach you guys a little something about, where my culture comes from. In Africa, you have jollof rice, you have those jollof wars going on, but in Jamaica, we specialize in rice and peas. And it's not rice and beans that you call it in America, and it's not peas and rice. It is rice and peas, all right? So make sure you get that right and you're good to go. And I just want to show you the most easiest and most effective way of actually making rice and peas for me. When you talk about old culture, my aunts and uncles and my mother and everything like that, they do the hard way of actually cooking rice and peas. Because when I talk about Jamaican food, it's very capital intensive when it comes to money and when it comes to actually working hard in the kitchen as well too. So I want to take that away from that and actually teach my generation how to actually really cook great food. And I'm going to make rice and peas for you by baking it. So ain't no soaking peas overnight for me. It's just a different type of thing that I want to do. And a lot of people actually find trouble making rice and peas. Because it's a type of rice that they use as well too. And I want to say that it depends on the type of rice that you use and all these ingredients that I have here as well. That really dictates how your rice and peas actually will come out as well too, all right? So I want to talk about two, three things when it comes to rice. One, I'm going to teach you the easy way how to make rice and peas, Jamaican rice and peas. But when it comes to rice, it is very important to make sure you know what type of rice that you're cooking. There's jasmine rice. Jasmine rice is very fragrance filled. It's very clean, very fresh. You also have basmati rice. I have a Saudi Arabian basmati rice that is extra clean and is absolutely beautiful. You don't have to wash it because you don't want to actually get rid of the nutrients in it as well too. But it's very clean and very easy on your palate. And then you have a thing called parboiled rice. You see a lot of Nigerians use the parboiled rice. A lot of people use the parboiled rice. Basically, it's already half baked when you use parboiled rice. And it's easy to separate from everything as well too. So it's very important to understand what type of rice you're using when it comes to actually baking rice and making it for mass production. I know when I have my little parties and everything like that, I know I got a lot of stories and everything. When I come have my parties and everything like that, people are always like, yo, Nick, why don't we have no sides? What's going on with all the chicken, the 400 or 500 pounds of chicken that you make? Well, before I used to make rice in a rice maker. And then it wasn't until my Auntie Merlin said, yo, listen, Nick, there's an easier way to make a mass amount of rice and actually to oven bake it. So that's what we're about to do. We have our pan here. And then let me talk about the ingredients for rice and peas, not beans and rice. And not peas and rice, it's rice and peas. So come a little closer and I'll show you the ingredients that we have here, all right? Bang, bang. If you want that Jamaican rice and peas, there's a few things that you need to put in it to actually make it real rice and peas. And I'm gonna show you what actually all is involved. So one, you're gonna have your ginger. This is a mainstay in any Jamaican dishes and everything like that. You actually put ginger in pretty much almost everything that you have. You put ginger in it. We have allspice. Allspice is also known as pimento seeds as well, the pimento berries as well. That's a mainstay in Nick's jerk seasoning as well, but in a lot of dishes that you have in the Caribbean and Jamaica especially. You have your garlic here as well. Your coconut milk. Your coconut milk is very important. One particular brand that I use all the time is Trader Joe's reduced fat coconut milk. This is a very, very good coconut milk, and I highly suggest you using that for basically anything, but mainly for your rice and peas, all right? The next thing you have, of course, your black pepper, your salt. You have your scallions here. You have your scallions. Scallions are here. It's different from your onion powder. I know they call it the green onions, but it's just a different type of taste that brings it to it, all right? So you have your onion powder, you have your scallions, you have your bay leaves. Your bay leaves are important to the dish as well, too. We're gonna cut those that way. And then thyme. I can't stress the importance of thyme and the smell of thyme as well, too, but thyme is a part of this dish as well. And then you also have, very important to make your rice and peas, is your actual peas. And you can tell this is washed and everything like that, but this is the dark kidney beans. If you don't know, now you know, but basically Goya makes a very, very good organic dark kidney beans that's low on sodium as well too. Make sure you still wash it as well. But you want to use dark kidney beans. And I know the old school people, especially in my family, old school Jamaicans, they'll soak their peas overnight and everything like that. But we don't have that type of time. We don't have that type of time to actually be doing that. So I actually buy the peas that's actually in the can, and it's organic, and it's actually pretty good for you as well too, all right? I want to go into detail about the rice a little bit like that, but this is the, your camera can come a little close if you want to see it, but this is the basmati clean rice. You can get basmati pretty much everywhere, but basmati is pretty much like the upgrade of the rice and everything like that. And this is the parboiled that I was talking about. Parboiled, one thing about parboiled is, one, it's already individually cooked. Two, the nutrients is already in it because it's already cooked before you even wash your white rice and everything like that. And so it's a different type of texture. It's a different type of feel. When I tell you, you know, it's just a difference. So make sure I look skinny. Bang, ready. So the type of rice that you use is very important as well too. And I will say this, I'm not even gonna lie. When I cook for a mass amount of people, I'm using parboiled rice. Why? Because it's easy. It's already pre-cooked. You know, it's chunky, it's good, it's filling. When I use my Saudi Arabian basmati rice, I'm only cooking for a few or a special person, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's clean. So it's very, very good and much more expensive than the parboiled rice as well too. So something to consider when you actually are cooking your rice as well too. Another thing as well too, when you're using basmati rice, it's a lot more wet as well. Whereas parboiled, it takes in the water a lot more. So it'd be good to go, all right? So in this case, we're gonna be using a parboiled rice for a mass amount of scale. We're gonna be cooking it in the oven with our tray, and I'm gonna show you how it's done, all right? Bang. So we have the parboiled rice, it's already cleaned. What I did is I put 10 cups, for a big tray like this, you're gonna put 10 cups of it. I have my, my measuring cup right here. It says 2 cups, so I put 5 in there. So 10 cups of parboiled rice in there, and it's good to go. This tray can only handle 10, 11 if you're nasty. But come on, don't do all that because then you'll have a water to the brim, because you have to double the amount of water that you put in there, okay? There's a few ingredients that you have to put in there. One, you have to put your ginger in there, right? So I have my ginger. I have my garlic in here, right? This is basically your seasoning up your rice. And a very, very important allspice. You call it pimento seeds. If you don't have pimento seeds, which is the ball form of it, then it's allspice. And as I said before, that's the main ingredient in jerk seasoning and found everywhere in the Caribbean. And allspice is very important. Why? Because, you know, that's what makes it what it is, right? So basically you're seasoning it up. What we have here too, we have your onion pepper, you have your onion powder. You could substitute all these powder forms as well for the real form as well, but just to make life easy, the powder form, all right? You have your salt. You can't do anything with salt. And I recommend don't using too much salt in the beginning. Why? Because you could always add salt. You could never get rid of the salt taste, except with you know, with the sweet taste as well. But don't salt up your food too much in the beginning, because you want room to actually add a little bit more as well too, all right? And then you have black pepper, all right? I like mine spicy. I like my food spicy as well. So make sure you add enough black pepper in there. And then you have your coconut milk. This is the essential thing here, all right? And I'm gonna tell you what to do with those chunky parts. Sometimes, you know, it's just not nice and clean. It's not nice and clean sometimes, like some of the parts, but then you have those chunky parts that's there, and that's the issue. I'll tell you what to do with it, all right? And then your thyme. Your thyme is very important here. I usually, you know, there's the thyme leaves, they're washed. I just cut it in half. And just put it everywhere that you need to be, and you're good to go, right? You have your bay leaves. All my bay leaves here. I'm gonna pick them up individually, right? Bay leaves are a very important component as well. So what I wanna do is just put them all together. What I wanna do is split them in half. Because what you wanna do is basically, no matter what you're doing, that's why I don't put the rope on the different things. You want to make sure that the seasoning gets to every single part of the rice, you know what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do is just split them in half. Split them in half, all right? And then put them throughout the dish. And of course, your scallion, your green onions, all right? What I wanna do this right here, I'll switch this up and I just wanna show you. Of course, you're gonna cut off the stems. And you already know that you could actually regrow the stems with the scallions as well. If you're a planter or vegan, you know the vegans, they want to do everything with with plants and everything like that. But if you're a vegan, you can put them in water and they'll actually regrow in about a week or two to their full size. But what you want to do, these are clean already. You just want to cut them. There's no special method to cutting them and everything like that. You want to make sure you just cut them up as much as possible. All right. So two big one right there. We'll just put them into the concatenation. Let's see, you call it the concatenation. Out of Howard Professor taught me that. There's different types of kidney beans there. There's pink kidney beans, there's red kidney beans, and there's dark kidney beans. Dark red kidney beans. I want to make sure that you guys use dark red kidney beans, and that is just for aesthetic purposes. I've never seen pink kidney beans actually used for rice and peas, but then we also use organic as well too, all right? That's very, very important to actually know, and that's what people use. So it's already washed and everything like that. We're just gonna spread it there, and we're good to go. One thing to note, as you can see, come zoom in right here and see all the concatenation that's going on. We have all of our ingredients here and it's in our dry form. Now, this is what's very important. When you're baking your rice, as I said before, you have every cup of rice, which is, this tray can hold about 10 cups of rice. It's 20 cups of water, double the water, right? But I want to let you know that the coconut milk serves as your 1 cup of water, a little bit over. So what you're gonna use, you're gonna use about, what I say, about 18 or 19 cups of water to fill it up, all right? 18 or 19 cups of water, because the coconut milk serves as water itself. So you don't want to oversaturate your rice and peas. So I'm gonna fill this up with water and then we'll go to the next step, all right? All right, so we are out here ready to go. So basically I've added my 18, 19 cups of water, depending on what you want to do, to the concatenation that we've actually created and everything like that. And then take a look. And then what I want to do, the last thing that you actually add to it is olive oil or any type of oil that you use. I'm a garlic fiend. I love garlic, I love onions, I love tasting food. And I got this from Costco and everything like that. So what you want to do is make sure added, flavor, and make sure that nothing sticks. You want to just add a little olive oil to your concatenation here, your rice and peas concatenation. And then this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your gloves and everything like that, and then you're gonna mix everything in order. Now, as I said before, when you use coconut milk from the can, In some instances, it just may not be in its more fluid form. You may come up with things like this. That's why you have the gloves for. And what you do is just make sure you just mix everything together, right? You just mix everything in order. The rice gets hard after you wash it. And then look at this beauty right here. You feel what I'm saying? An actual smell that you get, the coconut milk, the ginger, the garlic, like everything just smells absolutely amazing. And it looks amazing as well too, even before you eat it. But this is what you're gonna do to actually make your rice and peas. And then you want this color and this consistency as well too, because then you don't want no white, you know what I'm saying? Here's our coconut milk. I wanna make sure you just spread it. But you want this consistency going on, right? And you wanna make sure everything is in movement and good to go. And then this is where that color and consistency comes from when it comes to your rice and peas. You know what I'm saying? This is the color that you want with it. So you have everything moving in flow. Make sure that the rice is settled. You don't want any coconut all out there and everything like that. You want to make sure you just flatten everything and good to go. We are here, we're done mixing, gloves are off and everything like that as well too. What you want to do, the next step in the process is very, very easy. What you want to do is basically cover the pan, the full pan of your rice and peas. You can use foil as well too. You don't have to be all fancy and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying, I'm a cook. What do you want me to do? You don't have to be all fancy or anything like that, but cover it up. Make sure you're this is very important because the 10 cups. Because if you do any more than 10 cups of rice and 18, 19 cups of water, it's very, you will spill water. So you can do 11 if you're nasty, but I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta make sure that you don't want to spill any water when you go in the oven. So basically, you put your oven on 400 degrees. When you put your oven on 400 degrees, you're gonna wait an hour. After an hour, your rice is gonna come up. You're gonna preheat the oven and everything like that. After an hour. Then you're gonna open it up and I'll show you everything like that. When you open it up, you're gonna actually mix all the ingredients again. When you mix all the ingredients again, you're gonna wait for the consistency that you want. Whether you like your rice moist or dry, you're gonna figure out what you want. And then add salt, add extra salt. As I said before, you don't wanna add too much salt to any type of dish that you use. Why? Because you can't really lessen the amount of salt that you use. And sodium is very an issue in our community as well too. So after you mix up the thing, you make sure you see if the salt consistency is good for your palate, and then you're actually gonna put it back in the oven for another 25 minutes, and then you're good to go. All right? Bang. So we'll put it in the oven now.